everyone, Becky here from Notes from the Sewing Room. Thank you for joining me today. Today's video is all about my summer capsule wardrobe reveal. So I've been making a few different things that basically all mix and match together. So I wanted to share that with you and I hope you enjoy watching. If you do enjoy watching today's video, I would love it if you could press that like button, leave me any comments down below that you'd like to, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you do press that little notification bell, then basically you won't miss any of my future content, so that would be great. But obviously it's up to you. Thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed so far. I really do appreciate it, and I do enjoy having a chat with you down in the comment section as well. So I'd like to know what you're working on, and if you've got any questions about what I'm going to chat about today, then also do let me know down below. I've got 5 different items to share with you today. I've got the top that I'm wearing, I've got the skirt that I'm wearing, which I'll show you in a second. I've got a jacket, a dress, just trying to remember, and another top as well. So yeah, a few different things. So there's 5 things in total. So I'm going to be putting in some video footage or some pictures so you can see what each of these different things look like actually on me. And I'll be chatting about each of the different patterns as well. So let's get to it, and I'll tell you about my very first item that I'm wearing at the moment. So this is the Closet Core t-shirt. So it's just called the Core t-shirt, I think, and it's a free pattern which is available from the Closet Core website. So thank you to whoever it was on this channel that told me about this pattern. It is such a great pattern. There's 2 different options. So there's this version that I've made with the short sleeve, and it's actually got a cropped body. But there's also a longer line version that you can make, which has also got a longer sleeve. So there's 2 different options, and as I said, it's free, so why not give it a go? Now, I have actually made a few different versions of this t-shirt so far, which kind of says to you that I do like it. I can't remember how many versions I've made now, actually. Maybe I've made 3 or 4, I'm not sure. But I decided to change up the neckline a little bit here. It's supposed to have a slightly higher neck, which is actually finished with a neckband, but I've decided to actually lower this down. So if I come closer here, you should be able to see that I've actually just top stitched it around there with a twin needle, which I think works quite nicely. I've lowered the neckline by about 1.5 inches, and I literally did that by drawing a line onto my pattern pieces and onto my fabric, and then literally just cut it from there, and all seems to have worked out okay. So I made this top in a size 8, I think, and I'm really pleased with the fit of it. It's really nice. If I just untuck it here, you'll be able to see a little bit of how it falls. So it's actually just sits on the top of my skirt here, and yeah, it's perfect to wear with kind of high-waisted things, or you could just wear it over the top of another top, or you could layer it up. It looks great under a dress, that kind of thing. So you've got lots of different options with this particular t-shirt, but I would definitely recommend giving that one a go if you haven't tried it yet. The next item that goes in my little capsule wardrobe is this gorgeous little denim jacket. Now I'm saying gorgeous because I think it is. You might not think so, but I'm really pleased with how this worked out. You know, sometimes you think, gosh, a jacket project, it's quite involved, it's going to take me ages. But I was lucky enough to have a full sewing day with some friends recently, so I got a lot of this project done during that particular day. So I've actually made the Sew Over It Sorrento jacket. So this is actually from the Summer Dreaming ebook, which came out a few years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, I can't remember. I've made this in a size 10 with no changes. I've added jeans buttons, as you can see, just down the front here, and I used these shiny silver ones, and they were hemline ones that I think I bought from eBay or Amazon or something like that. So this jacket is supposed to have quite a lot of top stitching along these various seams, but I decided to leave that off, mainly because I didn't think it was really needed, and I just thought I'd see what it looked like without it, really. Plus, it massively cut down on the amount of time it took to actually make this little crop jacket. So from my point of view, as someone that doesn't have loads of time for sewing, I tend to fit in normally a bit of sewing in the evening, or sometimes early in the morning before other people get up, or wherever I can, kind of around family life and working and that kind of thing. So yeah, cutting a few corners here and there does tend to work for me quite nicely. So it's got some nice little details on this jacket if you are unfamiliar with it. So it's actually finished with a jeans button or a button of your choice on the cuff here as well. I don't think my application of bias binding was perfect, but I've got bias binding just on the inside of the kind of slit section that's in the arm there. I don't know what you call that, the kind of placket, I suppose, I'm not sure. But it's it's a very, very nice jacket, and I think you've got lots of scope for kind of using different types of fabric. So perhaps if you've got a couple of different types of denim in your stash that are left over from other projects, it's got quite a lot of small pattern pieces that you have to join together. So you could use a couple of different types of fabric if you wanted to, or perhaps if you wanted to do some upcycling, you could use some old jeans that you've got at home, that kind of thing. I'm sure I saw a version on YouTube or Instagram where someone had used various pairs of old jeans, so that can definitely work if you wanted to give that a go. Now, I also added in a little bit of interface into this pattern in a few different areas that I don't think it actually mentioned on the pattern instructions. I might be wrong, but I don't think that it did. So I decided to interface part of the collar. I decided to add some into the cuffs because that just made them slightly more stable. And I also added some interfacing down the button placket as well. So that was my personal preference. I guess you don't have to if you don't want to, but for me that just made it a little bit easier to actually sew the buttonholes and actually hammer on these jeans buttons as well. So this fabric I got from Dalton Mills Fabrics in the UK. I've had it for a little while. It's a stretch lilac denim. I describe it as a kind of mid-weight denim fabric, but it's very nice. Very nice quality, it's washed really nicely, and yeah, can't fault it really. But it's a lovely little jacket. If I just stand up, you'll be able to see. So it comes to just over the top of my skirt here. And I've worn this out quite a few times already. Unfortunately, the weather has not been that great since I actually made this little jacket. But it's a great one for layering up, great to just wear if you're just popping out in the car, that kind of thing. So if you were looking for a kind of summer jacket, then this one is a good one to try. So I'm teaming my little jacket and my t-shirt with a skirt. Now this skirt is one of my favourite jersey skirt patterns, so that's because it's comfortable to wear. It's just so easy. You can make it in a variety of different lengths. It's really comfortable and it looks great made out of cotton jersey. So cotton jersey is one of my favourite fabrics to actually sew with. I just find it so straightforward and lovely. It feels lovely against the skin, that kind of thing. So perfect for summertime. So this is actually the Pattern Emporium. So it's a digital pattern download from the Pattern Emporium website, and it's called the Tiered Dream On Skirt and Dress. So in this case, I've actually made the skirt. So I've made this in an Australian size 10, but the pattern is available in Australian sizes 4 through to 30. And as I said, it's a digital download from their website. But the thing I like about Pattern Emporium is that they've got different videos of the different patterns that they have. So it kind of just shows you like the different options that are available. So different lengths, different tiered options, that kind of thing. If it's a dress, they show you the different necklines and the different arms available, that kind of thing. And each of the Pattern Emporium patterns, I think, have got a lot of variety of the different things that you can do with them. So whether that is the length of the skirt or the types of sleeves and you know, just the variety just feels like it's really good value for money. So I always think that that's great. So now this is the skirt version, as I said. So if I just move back a little bit, hopefully you'll be able to see. So this actually comes in a regular length and a tall length. So it's actually got a fitted waistband up here, and then it's got the first tier which is gathered into the waistband, and then you've also got this bottom tier as well. So hopefully it looks quite nice with my purple t-shirt here and my little jacket as well. So I certainly think that this works quite nicely together, and it's something that I have been wearing out and about. Now the skirt and the dress for the Dream On pattern is actually available, as I said, in a regular or a tall. So for this particular skirt, I've actually cut between the two, and that's because the first version of this skirt that I actually made, I found it was a little bit long for me. So I'm actually 5'10", so I'd say I'm fairly tall, but the tall version of the skirt, just for me personally, just felt like it was a little bit too long. So I ended up cutting a bit off the bottom tier and just trying to get the right kind of look for me. So this time I think I cut the top tier as the tall range, and then I actually did the bottom tier in the regular range. So a bit of a mishmash of the two, but it just seemed to have worked out quite nicely to have the two together. And I also used the elastic method to actually gather the different tiers. So I definitely recommend you try that one out if you haven't tried it. It's just so easy. It's knicker elastic that I tend to use. You can just buy it cheaply from eBay or maybe a local haberdashery shop. There are some branded ones that you can get, but I just tend to buy the kind of unbranded knicker elastic, and that does tend to work out quite well. So it's the kind of clear elastic that you can get. So on the Pattern Emporium instructions for this particular pattern, there are instructions of how to actually go about applying the that kind of method of gathering. So yeah, definitely worth giving it a try if you haven't already. So another option that you could do to go with this particular skirt that I just showed you is to make a matching top. So that's what I've done here. So this one is the Agnes top by Tilly and the Buttons. So again, quite an old pattern. It's been around for quite a long time, but again, one of my absolute favourites. And yeah, I love this. I've made it quite a lot of times. I've actually lost track of how many that I've made now, maybe about 12 plus, I'm not sure, but this one has got the ruched detail at the front here. You probably can't see very well because the fabric's quite busy. This is a cotton jersey fabric that I've used, and it was from Merry Maid Fabric, so you can buy from them via Instagram. They've got a website and stuff, so yeah, I recommend that you check them out. So they're just a kind of local Nottinghamshire store that sell a variety of wool. So if you are into knitting, they have got so much wool in that shop. Yeah, lots of lovely things to have a look at, and they have a nice range of fabrics as well. So yeah, worth checking them out. I do visit them occasionally, but you can buy online as well. So yeah, I just love this colourway of the fabric. You've got all these different floral flowers in here, and it's set on that blue background. So by wearing this top with the skirt, it's kind of like a faux dress, which I quite like. I like anything that's a little bit matchy, and of course it goes quite nicely with my little jacket and my skirt as well. So if I just show you how that would work together, and of course underneath the little jacket as well. So I would tuck this into the skirt. That would be, you know, my preference of how I would wear it. But obviously you can wear this top by itself. You could wear it with other things. But I'm quite pleased with the little set that I've made, and I do think it looks quite nice with this little jacket as well. So again, perfect for summer, and just another little variety of my capsule wardrobe. The next piece that I've made as part of my capsule wardrobe is another free pattern, and this is the Sew Over It Ruby skirt. So again, it's available as a download from the Sew Over It website, and I've made this twice so far. Again, it's a great pattern. It's a kind of midi length button down front skirt. So you may have seen this on one of my previous videos. So I've made this out of a cotton poplin fabric that I got in a So Hayley Jane subscription box, but I think this skirt could work well in a variety of different fabrics. You could make more of a swishy version. Perhaps if you were to use a viscose fabric, it might look nice in a linen, anything like that. Not anything that's too heavy, and that's because it's got an elastic waistband on the back and a flat waistband, on the front. So I think anything too heavy and the elastic at the back might not work that well. It might be a little bit too bulky, but I've finished my skirt down the front with some not jeans buttons, sorry, I was telling you about jeans buttons before. These are green buttons, should I say, which I bought from a local haberdashery shop to me, and I just think they are the perfect green to go with these flowers and leaves in this particular fabric. So I love this fabric as soon as I saw it. I'm a massive fan of pink, so yeah, the pink flowers just really appealed to me, and I think it works really nicely with this little t-shirt and my little jacket as well. So if I just tuck that underneath there, you will be able to see that that all works really nicely together, I think. So this is a skirt that finishes around about my knee length. I've not had loads of wear out of this one yet because the weather has not been amazing since I made it, but we did go to Wales on holiday So I did get to wear it when we were in Wales, and I also made a little matching top to go with that, but that's not really part of my capsule wardrobe. But I did talk about that in a previous video if you just want to check it out. So yeah, I'm pleased with this one. It goes with my little jacket, goes with my purple t-shirt, and it's another little win as part of my capsule wardrobe collection here. The final thing today that I wanted to share as part of my capsule wardrobe collection is a bit of a hack. So it's two different patterns that I've actually joined together, and then I've had to do a bit of kind of mishmashing to make this actually work. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, I suppose. I would say this is probably not my favourite thing that I've ever made, but you know, you give these things a go, don't you, and see how it works out. And sometimes, unfortunately, things just don't end up being our favourite makes. But you know, it's just one of those things. So I think it's just a combination of the project not going smoothly. So I'm just kind of remembering that, and just remembering that actually it's, yeah, perhaps not how I dreamed it was going to be. So I've actually used two patterns that I really like to actually make this particular dress. So if I stand back initially, you'll be able to see what the dress actually looks like. So it's quite long. So it comes down just underneath my knees. Again, it looks really nice under this little jacket, I think. So I've actually used the Hello Gorgeous top, which is a t-shirt top from Pattern Emporium. Again, I used the size 10 top to actually make this little top here. By the way, this fabric was from Jenny Stitchers, and it's not a cotton jersey, it is a French terry fabric, if I can remember. So it's a little bit on the heavier side. It's a lovely fabric. But yeah, it's just unfortunate the way that this has worked out. A few people, when I've shared pictures of this, have said how nice they think it looks on me. But I think it's just one of those ones that's going to be like a slow grower, where I think I just need to wear it a little bit and then see how I get on with it. But yeah, so like I said, this is the Hello Gorgeous t-shirt top. I've cut it off at the waistline, and then I've added in an elastic waistband. So I would say that because I've used a French terry here, the elastic waistband does feel a little bit bulky, so that was probably a bit of a mistake. But it's just one of those things. I wanted to add in the elastic waist just to kind of bring in the project a little bit. And then I've actually joined on the Forget Me Not Patterns Ella skirt at the bottom. So I did that, which I thought was going to work great because I've done that for a different dress before that I've made, and it all worked out nicely. I'm not sure what I did. I think perhaps I just didn't add enough length onto the waistband area because I was making the channel for the elastic or something, but it meant that this dress was like uber short, just too short for me to feel comfortable. So I decided that I needed to add on an extra tier, but by that point I've actually run out of fabric, so I had to order some more, only an extra ½ meter, but so I've added on 2 tiers to the bottom of this, so actually 3 in total. So you've got the top tier and then 2 at the bottom as well, just to get it to the length that I kind of wanted it to be. But separately, the 2 patterns are great, so I would, you know, give those a go if you haven't tried them. But together in this fabric, it's just kind of, you know, not been my favourite thing, but never mind. It's such a shame because I love the fabric. And I love the 2 different patterns, but just as a combination, maybe it's just not quite right. I think it's just because, yeah, just various things went wrong along the making process. So, but never mind. Hopefully it's going to be a grower, and I'll wear it a little bit and I can get some wear out of it, particularly like when the weather gets a little bit cooler again. And maybe I can wear it with a thick cardigan underneath this little jacket or something like that. I'm not sure. But there we go. It happens sometimes when you make your own clothes that things don't work out that great. But I think it's important to talk about it because, you know, we could say that everything we make is brilliant, but unfortunately, for me anyway, it doesn't always work out that way. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video and seeing my summer capsule wardrobe. If you've made a capsule wardrobe or you'd like me to make another one in the future, perhaps for winter or anything like that, then I'd love it if you got in touch down below and let me know your feedback. But until next time, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've enjoyed talking to you, so hopefully you've enjoyed watching today. But I'll see you very soon.